Why don't we start with Solar City, which has come off about 3 points from the pre-market high now. I sold most of it in the after hours and pre-market, seeing as how even when you have good earnings these days and raise guidance, you get slaughtered. But still not really comfortable shorting it unless it's up in this area right here. 53.5 to 54 is the spot that I'd be looking to short it. Support is coming into 50. So if we zoom in on, so here was the trend intraday. Actually, shorted this one below 48, middle of the day. So it looked like they were panicking and going to push down to 45 possibly. It did support 46, had a bounce at the end of the day, back up to 48. Numbers were good, and they topped it to about 50. Now it's coming right back down to 50. So this is kind of be the action area today, whether or not it can support there and pop back up into this area here. This down move down to 50, there was a lot of selling at 51.60-ish. Actually, a bunch of bids came in 5,000 at a time that kept on getting whacked. So if it does pop from 50 up to 51.60 again, right on the open, and they're selling there, and it starts to fail, I would look for it to roll right back over down to $50. Also, another solar stock reported good numbers today and was up a little bit as well, Jazzo. It's the sector I talked about yesterday morning that hasn't been hammered, or hadn't been hammered until yesterday. And what happens quite often is a bunch of stocks get hammered in the momentum names, and then they're looking like, what hasn't been hammered yet? What hasn't been hammered? What can we short? What can we liquidate that's still at good prices? And that's what they did in SPWR and FSLR yesterday. One of the few names that hasn't been hammered yet, which stock I don't really trade, is Twitter's actually going up, is Z, which I don't really trade. But if you look at on a daily time frame, it's one of the few stocks left that hasn't been taken to the woodshed. And so if they do finally take it to the woodshed, it's goes through this 85 and they crush it. Getting back to SCTY, so those are the areas, 50. I don't know if it's going to get back up to 53, 54. That was my short price though.